Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Randy Prizzle's Lincoln Ting with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, shway, crispy, irie? Obviously, before all of that, you know what I mean? If you've seen this episode or any of the previous episode, you know what to do. Subscribe to your boy, keep it all locked, and all of that. Let it all off. Boom, boom, and all of that ting. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. That's just for the gal then, though, straight up. But anyways, let's move on to what we're here for, which is the linking and the tinging, me going through dating apps, and obviously trying to find a girl to call my own. So let's get into it. Anna. Anna is saying, my simple pleasures, walk with the dog, warm home, and a glass of wine. So it's nice to have a glass of wine with the red, red wine. Stay close to me. Generally for me, I like a sweet wine or a dirty wine, now go, dirty wine. You know what I mean? A girl doing the band, bend over, break your back and all of that. Do you know what I mean? Jay Huss says, bend over and break your back. I mean, fell over and break your back. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, let's see what more she's saying. She's 36 and she's a lawyer. That's all it says there. There's not much more. 5'8" she is as well. 5'8", kind of tall. So head generally reach the neck area. Do you know what I mean? So only generally be able to just kiss her around the neck. It's just not moving great at all, is it? Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't be able to kiss her on the lips, and that's mad. But anyways, it says a life goal of mine: travel more, aiming for Ecuador and the Caribbean in the next few months. It's good to go away. You know what I mean? Go see the island, man. You know, should go see Jamaica. You know, road boy. You know what I mean? With them mashing up the coconut and that. You know what I mean? With the all of that. You know what I mean? The yams and the plantain and all of that. You know what I mean? We call it plantain how they call it plantain, you know, all of that. But anyways, so yeah, she says the next thing, my most irrational fear, spiders. Listen, as I said, if they're big like the ones in Australia, allow it. I'm running a mile. I'm not staying anywhere near that. You know, obviously if the petite ones couldn't give a damn, man, I step all over them. I mean, I have no problems with them. I mean, obviously the tarantula tings, allow it. They still count as big to me, because obviously they're not the small little critters, do you know what I mean? So brush them aside, man's still going to move out the way regardless of that. So I mean, last time, I think my sister must have told me, yo, there's a spider behind your head. I literally just went, whoa, where? And there was obviously a small little baby thing, but it caught me by surprise because I wasn't expecting it. Do you know what I mean? So she got one up on me at that time. But, you know, next time be ready for the little sucker. But anyways, let's move forward. Unfortunately for Anna, she doesn't really give me that je ne sais quoi, so it's going to be a no for me. We come to Catherine. Catherine is saying, I get along best with people who don't take themselves too seriously. If you can't laugh at yourself, when can you laugh? It's true sometimes. You don't know how to really have the point where you're taking a joke and just having some fun, then you're probably a bit of a bore, do you know what I mean? Or you're probably just someone who's just depressed all the time. Listen, if you're depressed, so go and talk to Frank and that. That's the wrong actually code. You can't talk to Frank. But talk to a mate. Do you know what I mean? Speak to a friend. Say, hey, you know what I mean? I'm feeling a bit low. You know what I mean? Come over and just, you know, keep me company and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's best to have a chat if you're feeling a bit low and that. But you know what I mean? But I'm not saying just to be doing the clown stuff, be laughing all the time. You know what I mean? It's a bit mad there still. But anyway, she's 33, 5'6". She's a fun controller. What more she's saying? My last meal will probably be a steak and chips, followed by something chocolatey. Steak and chips are always nice. Do you know what I mean? It's a good, nice steak. So I know people like their steak like medium rare and all this rare stuff. Allow it, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I like mine nearly well done. Do you know what I mean? Just tiny little bit pink, tiny, very, very small bit. So it's perfection. Cooked. Because me, that is perfection. Perfection. That is perfection. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I want to see that. Do you know what I mean? Perfection. I don't want to see no bloody meats, bruv. Allow it. Do you know what I mean? Things coming out and it's just pouring full of blood. People are moving mad. Might as well see it raw. Do you know what I mean? Let's do as the coyotes doing the flipping. Do you know what I mean? Tigers and lions and bears and that. Do you know what I mean? Just follow them. Jasmine Sullivan said, I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears. Well, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's move forward. She says, unusual skill. I can complete a Rubik's Cube. I can't even do that, so big up to her for doing that. Listen, that's not my speciality. You know what I mean? Trying to fiddle around with things and trying to see if it all connects. You know what I mean? Yeah, man just likes to fiddle around with gal them if I could fiddle around with gal, but I don't have the chance at the time because gal them see me as obviously an acquired taste. It's a man's like Marmite here. Do you know what I mean? You either love me or you hate me. Most of the times I'm just feeling filled with a lot of hate, so I ain't getting that much love. But it is what it is. No love. You know what I mean? But don't hurt me no more. What is love? You know what I mean? Really, what is it? You know. Anyways, let's move on. Catherine, fortunately for me, she doesn't have that je ne sais quoi, so it's going to be a no for me. We come to Sasha, like Sasha Banks. And a dream I had made it. Net and a body, mommy, yeah. And I'm gonna push them all out the way. But anyways, let's get on to what Sasha Banks is saying. Well, get along if the third you look forward to on a night out is the food after. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because listen, if you go into one of these fancy restaurants, they hand you some small little platters and that. What are you doing? You're spending hundreds and hundreds of whatever's, 100,000 on crap. Do you know what I mean? Small little portions. It's just for the experience. Do you know what I mean? That's what you do probably when you just want to impress someone for the one night. But allow it. Do you know what I mean? You afterwards you're gonna go to your local Morley's or something, or have a chicken and chip shop and just get yourself some wings and that, tings and all of them ting them there. So for me, personally, I just don't bother. Do you know what I mean? Don't bother spending that much on fancy restaurants and you're getting some small little platter. Do you know what I mean? Feeding you like you're a mouse or that, you're a rodent. Because that's the food that's good enough for rodents, bruv. Allow it. Do you know what I mean? So she's 36, 5'5", and she's a buyer. What more she's saying? I'll pick the first part of the date, you pick the second. So first we choose each other's cocktails based on what we think the other would like or not like if you want to be mean. Well, listen, obviously I want to surprise you. Do you know what I mean? Tequila sunrise and all of them settings there. Do you know what I mean? Obviously for me, would like something that has a lot of alcohol in it, but obviously still has the fruitiness in that cocktail too. So for me, something nice, fruity, but still has the amount of punch of alcohol to really fulfill, you know what I mean, the desires and that. Is it desire? Is it love that I'm feeling for you? It's the desire, do you know what I mean? That's generally what it is. She says she wants someone who would save me from this dire app. Also, less talking, more dating. I agree. And this is the thing, I don't get the chance to really date much. That's why I'm on air, do you know what I mean? Sad life as it is, do you know what I mean? Gal them obviously don't really, as a check for man like this, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're obviously my checkbook and they're obviously me in check. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. So, you know what I mean? Nice settings there. But, you know, let's see what more Sasha is saying. She's not saying any more. That's it. Fortunately for Sasha, she just doesn't really have that je ne sais quoi for me. So it's going to be a no for me. We're going to take a quick pause. I'm going to be right back. And that's just not me, you know, going to do the fiddling things and all that. But anyways, I'll see you in a second. Circle Nickel. Yes, I'm back. Yes, obviously I had to go and check the food. Man's got some food under the grill and that, so obviously can't leave it to be burning, you know what I mean? Ending up being black, do you know what I mean? Just like me and that, do you know what I mean? But you know, it is what it is. Burnt, not black, literally. Don't want that to be happening. And obviously man had to use the loo too. But I am back again. Let's get on to the next person. Carla. What Carla is saying, she said, choose our first date. The first date should be simple. Coffee or beer in the pub, let's talk, mate. Or the next one, classic walk, dinner, cinema, and a kiss under the rain if possible. Walking in the rain with the one I love. All of that. Next one, she says, the important thing is the escape route in case we don't like each other. Well, I think it depends. Carla's a very beautiful woman. She's very attractive in the pictures and that. So, for me, I think the second one seems nice. You know what I mean? A possible kiss. Obviously, if I'm feeling the vibes in that. You know what I mean? I'll be singing the Seal song. I've been kissed by a rose on the day. There's so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. Do you know what I mean? Doing like, you remain power, my pleasure, my pain. So yeah, Seal sings. Do you know what I mean? But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Dating me is like being with a sweet 6-year-old girl, a complicated 16-year-old teenager, a busy 34-year-old woman, and a flaccid 60-year-old at the same time. Are you a risk taker? Listen, that's a bit mad. I mean, all of that. Do you know what I mean? But listen, I don't know about risk taking much because obviously if she can give man a headache, man's out the door. Do you know what I mean? Walk out the door. Don't turn around now. I'm not welcome anymore. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going back there because listen, she could do me nothing. You know what I mean? Acting mad and that. You know what I mean? Getting mad, doing mad movements and that. Just want to be far away from her. Far, far away. Do you know what I mean? Beyond the skies and that. Do you know what I mean? Just get me into space. Let me go. Spaceman, what we wanted you to go. Just be in space, away from her. But anyways, she's 34, she's 5'1", and she's a restaurant manager. What more she's saying? I go crazy for sunny, cold days spent walking the streets of London, travelling around the world, spending evenings watching Netflix and eating pizza pepperoni. Please don't say that to my Italian friends. My Italian friends probably would like you eating pepperoni pizza when they're moving mad then. Do you know what I mean? Because probably that's the best one for me. Obviously, back in the days, man, you could have certain things, obviously, that contain cheese and milk and that. As I said, got eczema, it's itchy and scratchy, so I can't really divulge and dive deep into that. So yeah, listen, I hear it sometimes. Listen, sunny days sometimes. If it's too hot, man's bothered. Do you know what I mean? I can't have it, it's too hot. I mean, just get me feeling hot, bothered, sweaty in every different places. Sweat running down my balls. Well, all these females crawl. You know what I mean? Just literally, windows and wall settings. Just going mad. Do you know what I mean? I hear it with the cold days sometimes. But walking the streets on the cold days again, when it's all snowing and that, allow it. Do you know what I mean? Unless the snow is falling down and it looks pretty in that. And there's, listen, about probably 2 inches of snow. Cool. I think if it's the settings where it's just some petty little crappy snow where it's just so misleading, you're thinking it's going to be something like at a winter wonderland or something, which it isn't, then don't bother. You know what I mean? Let's not go there. Do you know what I mean? No. Don't go there. Don't go there. But anyways, I hear what she's saying. Let's move on to know what else she's saying. But that's it. There's nothing more. So Carla seems like a nice girl. I think obviously the first thing she kind of threw man off being a sweet 6-year-old girl for you. It's moving a bit mad here. Sorry for the background noise. I'm not alone. It's just the things that I'm going through. But you know what? I hear it in terms of where she's saying risk taking and all of that. I like someone who's cool, calm, collected, but at the same time, someone who can give man, you know what I mean, benefit of the doubt, not just being over the top and overly dramatic. I don't want that. Do you know what I mean? I want someone who's cool, calm, collected, someone man could chill with and have some good times with. Good times! These are the good times! Do you know what I mean? All of them settings there. So, I'm going to say yes to Carla. Why? Because I feel like we could probably find some sort of common ground somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Literally. So I like the fact that she spends evenings watching Netflix. I do watch the Netflix too, so I could just put there, cool, let's watch some stuff together then sometime. Let's just put that, cool. Let's watch, stupid typo, put couplet instead, flipping, cool, yeah, cool. Let's watch, shut up, I'm trying to do my ting here, man, be quiet. Let's watch some TV shows, movies. I don't know. Let's just go TV series together. TV series together. Because man doesn't mind. I don't mind chilling on the couch. You know what I mean? Arm around the gal, sitting there. And just probably just having a chit chat while watching, you know what I mean, the program. Head's kind of on my chest area and, you know, my arm kind of around you, and we're just chilling on the couch, just watching a TV series. That's nice. It's cool. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit boring, isn't it, Randy? No, it's not boring. Do you know what I mean? I think obviously what would be boring if we're watching something that's dry, like a dry documentary. And you know what I mean? But obviously they say when it's dry, then hands can wander and that. You want to do something else instead of focusing on. So that could be a good thing on the other way. Maybe that's a good thing. But anyways, let's move forward. Louise is saying my typical Sunday, binge watching my favourite shows and eating whatever the F I want while wrapped up in a blanket on a sofa. First off, Louise needs to watch the language in that. I'm joking. Listen, I hear it sometimes. You got to eat whatever the F you want. You know what I mean? Sunday's the day for rest, chilling, watching your shows, and enjoying. You know what I mean? 'Cause you probably just want to do the lazy boy stuff, Bruno Mars said. Today I just don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed. Feel like picking up my phone, leave a message at the tone. 'Cause today I swear I'm not doing anything. Nothing at all. I want to do nothing. So I hear it. She's 28, she's 5'5", so she's a boss mama, a waitress and a mixologist. Okay. A mixologist and that. Mixing drinks and that. Cool. Get me some cocktails, do you know what I mean? Me take 3 of them, do you know what I mean? So yeah. She says, bet you can't make better drinks than me. Of course I can't. You're a mixologist. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure I can't. You know what I mean? You've got it in the scheduled program. You've done this for a while. Do you know what I mean? I can mix drinks, but I'm sure I can't mix them better than you can. So it's obviously no contest. You're going to win all the times of it. But face me in a round of, like, let's say Ludo and that. Man will beat you at Ludo. Trust me. You know what I mean? I'll beat you at Ludo. So next thing she says, first round is on me if you can skate better than me. Last time I skated, man, buses had open. So I don't skate. Do you know what I mean? And that was a while ago. Man was on a skateboard thinking he was Bart Simpson. And the man dropped and then, you know what I mean? This was when I was in my younger days. Do you know what I mean? Skating, kind of went near a pothole, didn't know how to jump it, and then boom. Man went over, head bust on the floor and that. You know, blood, all that settings there happened. That's why man's got the scar on there, if you didn't know. I got that scar because of how I bumped my head on the pavement from young, and I still have it. The man looks like an alien if you've seen it up close, do you know what I mean? Literally, but it used to look worse back in the days, but now it's kind of blended in the skin, you know what I mean? So it literally does, you know, that's the settings there. You probably can't see it much. You know, I'm not going to reveal the hairline's moving a bit mad still, but you know, it is what it is. She says the first round is on me if you can skate better. No, she's already said that. But listen, I can't skate, as I said, so forget all of that. So it's going to be a no for me, because man don't want to bust his head open and then back to the hospital. So no, I've had injuries before. So I said, bust my arm. Do you know what I mean? I had a dislocated finger. You know what I mean? Don't want to go back there again. No, do you know what I mean? Sprained ankles and that. Yeah, all of that sprained neck. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to have any more injuries. A sprain is not an injury. It still puts you out of what you want to do in that. So it counts as an injury. So Shyla, she says, I go crazy for woofies. No idea what that is. She's talking about doing the smoking ting and that. Is that what she's on? Anyways, if you want to smoke, then cool. But I don't smoke the reefer. She's 32. She's 5'3". She's a civil servant. What more she's saying? My most irrational fears, bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. You many time I've been around that crap when the number the four, the money be like that, when there ain't no holler back, dude. All of that. So now hear it. But I like bananas, so I don't know why she fears bananas, but I guess there might be other bananas. Hopefully she's not faring. So she's faring other bananas, you know what I mean, then it could be problematic still. You know what I mean? You want it to do the automatic stuff and not problematic. You know what I mean? Shifting in gears and that. Be able to drive forward and go into fifth and that. If you can't go into fifth, then forget all about it. Just give me travel tips for South America. I don't know, I've never been, so I don't know what to tell you on them things. They're like Aaliyah. I don't know what to tell you, don't know what to tell you. So, unfortunately for Shyla, you know what I mean, I don't want to do the Shia LaBeouf stuff with us. It's going to be a no for me. Don't know why I said that, but it is what it is. Let's move forward. Come to Priscilla. So it says, dating me is like the up escalator. Cool. Cool. Just going up and up and up. Yeah. She's 31, 5'11". She's the program manager at Tech. She's tall, man. Head general reached chest area. So pleasurable activity settings for her. Do you know what I mean? But don't know if it is for me. But, you know, we move. Let's keep going. Greatest strength, my sense of humour. It's called she has a sense of humour. We'll obviously like to see that in person. She says she goes crazy for fireworks, Katy Perry stuff. Baby, you're a firework. I unfortunately can be a bit of a cracker, Christmas settings and that. You pull it, you see what happens inside and all of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But unfortunately for Priscilla, she's a bit too tall for man. Doesn't really have that je ne sais quoi, so it's going to be a no for me. And that's it, guys. We've come to the end of this episode of Randy Prizzle's Link Ting. Hopefully you're feeling this episode. If you are, you know what to do below, all of that. Subscribe to the channel and all them ting in there. Big up yourselves. Help me get to about 100k. No, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Just 100 followers. What I said, 100 subs. Yeah, I should have said 100k. It's a bit advanced. Man's thinking way too ahead. Not even in those stratospheres yet. But hopefully I'll get there one day. Hopefully. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, just 100 subs. Road to that. All of them settings there. But big up everyone who's checked out this episode. Feeling it, you know what to do below. You know what we usually do when we finish. My food's burnt after run, so. Like out, like out, like out. Let's get on. Food's burnt. Let's go.